joining from, whether you're listening from your bedroom, your living room, your car, or you're joining us from somewhere around the world. We are so glad you are here. And tonight, guys, I have a surprise for you. My girls, they are back with us. We believe this is going to be more than just another conversation about dating, because somebody listening right now has been carrying a question in their heart for a very long time. Maybe you've never been in a relationship. Maybe you've never experienced someone seriously choosing you. Maybe you've watched your friends fall in love, get engaged, get married, start families, and you've smiled. You've celebrated them. You've told them congratulations. But when you were alone, maybe you quietly asked yourself, God, when will it be my turn? Or maybe the question has become even more painful. Is there something wrong with me? If you have ever asked yourself that question, tonight's conversation is for you, and I want you to hear this from the beginning. Your relationship status doesn't determine your worth. Being single doesn't mean you're forgotten. Being single doesn't mean you're unattractive. No, sir. Being single doesn't mean God has rejected you. And being in a relationship doesn't automatically mean someone has found happiness, maturity, or love. Tonight, joined by Esther and Chanfezzer, we are going to talk about that topic. We are going to talk about um, loneliness, the things people don't always say loud, comparison. We are going to talk about rejection. We are going to talk about fear. We are going to talk about standards. We are going to talk about attachment and emotional patterns. We are going to talk about Christian dating, and we are going to talk about something very important. Are you actually ready for the relationship you are praying for? Because sometimes we are so focused on asking, when is my person coming? Then we forget to ask, who am I becoming while I'm waiting? So, my guys, let me introduce you to our first speaker for today. Her name is our very lovely, bubbly, and faith-filled Esther. Esther,
Hello,
welcome.
everyone, and God bless you. Let me ask you something, and I want you to answer honestly, even if you don't say it out loud. Have you ever looked around and thought, everybody has somebody except me?
Mm,
Maybe you have never been in a relationship. Maybe you have never been seriously pursued. Maybe you have watch your friends get into relationship, get engaged, get married, and you are still asking yourself, God, what about me? When
mhm,
is my time coming?
mm,
Why me, Lord? But here is the question I really want you to talk about tonight, this afternoon. What if being single is not the biggest problem? What if the bigger problem is what being single has made you believe about yourself? What if you have started thinking you are undesirable, unlovable, too difficult, too independent? Maybe you've got a lot of money, too unattractive, maybe you're fat, maybe your face has been facing damages, your nose have been damaged, your face, black spots everywhere, too old. Maybe you're 40 something, 30 something, 20, maybe nearly 30 years old. You start to question yourself. Am I too picky? Or maybe maybe I don't want an educated man. Maybe I want somebody who's got his own six figures digit
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini and so forth. You are too picky. You want somebody who is settled down in life, who's financially stable, Or maybe you've started wondering, is there something wrong with me? That is what we are talking about this morning. And we are not going to give you a 2-minute answer. We are going to have a real conversation because before you enter your first relationship in 2026, or maybe you have already entered, there are things you need to understand about yourself: love, attraction,
Yes.
fear,
Mm-hmm.
standards,
Mm-hmm.
faith, and what a healthy relationship actually looks like.
Yeah.
Am I joined by Shalom and Chanfezzer? We are going to talk about all of it. Shalom.
Okay, girls. And before we go anyway, I want everyone watching to participate. And I'm already seeing that there's someone who said hi, and I want to welcome you and may God bless you too. So I want you to just feel free. Don't just sit there and listen. Go into the chat room. I want you to answer this honestly. Have you ever been in a relationship? Put never if you have never been in one. Put once if you have had one serious relationship, or put dating if you are currently dating someone. So guys, because I think we are going to discover something today. There are probably a lot more people watching, listening, who have never been in a relationship than they realize. What say, girls?
Okay, I'm Chanfezzer, and I want you to like, comment, and subscribe if you are new so that you can watch our next live stream. And don't be embarrassed by it. If you have never dated anyone, do not be embarrassed. Even if you are a virgin, we want virgins. We know it's a virtue. Do not be embarrassed, because I think sometimes you act as if you having relationship experience automatically means somebody knows what they are doing. That's not necessarily true. Somebody can have 10 relationship and learn nothing, absolutely nothing. Believe me, you. I know people who have been in 20 relationships but don't even learn one single thing. Another person can have never dated and have incredible self-awareness. So don't feel ashamed if you put never. To you, Esther.
Or exactly. And if you are enjoying this conversation already, like the live stream, subscribe, and share it with somebody who needs to hear this. But stay with us, guys. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere, because we are going to get into something later that I think is going to challenge a lot of people. We are going to talk about the differences between waiting for the right person and hiding from relationships because you are afraid. And two things can look very similar from the outside. Why have I never been in a relationship? Let's start with the uncomfortable question: why? Most people, we are just saying why to God, or a why to yourself. Why has someone never been in a relationship? Shalom, I will start with you. If somebody is 25, 30, 35, or even older and they have never been in a relationship, should they be worried, Shalom?
Well, honestly speaking, I wouldn't automatically say they should be worried. I think they should become curious. There's a difference, girls. There's a difference. If you have never dated, don't immediately say something is wrong with me. Instead, ask. Listen carefully. Why has my life developed this way? Maybe you have genuinely never made someone compatible. Maybe you have been focused on other things. Maybe your environment hasn't created many opportunities. Maybe you have been shy. So what's the problem? Maybe you haven't known how to approach people. Maybe you have been afraid. Or maybe there are patterns you haven't noticed. What say, Chanfezzer?
And that's where think we need to be careful, because sometimes Christian culture can make people think that the only explanation is God is making me wait. No,
Okay.
no, no, no. You don't have to think that way. And maybe sometimes waiting is appropriate. So you're saying, those that wait upon the Lord, maybe God doesn't want you to wait, but is that Christian ideology or philosophy that you should believe that I need to wait? Maybe maybe God has not spoken, and maybe you are making a mistake. How do you know that you are supposed to wait and move on? But sometimes you are not waiting. You are avoiding the real man, saying I'm waiting for God to say this is the right man when you are avoiding your misright or misright. So I will hand over to Esther.
That's strong. Explain that, Chanfezzer.
Imagine someone says, I'm waiting for God's timing. When is God timing when God has given you everything? But they never met anybody. They don't socialize. You are waiting at home. You are just behind closed door fasting and praying, saying, God will send me a man. Will God send you a man in a closed room?
No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So you don't want to talk to other people. You don't get friends. You are just in your own cocoon. You've closed yourself up. They never communicate interest. There are so many ways to meet people. You can go online. You can use your WhatsApp chat groups maybe you from your friends, family friends, or school friends. Everyone has got a friend. They reject everyone who doesn't meet an impossible standard. When I say impossible, there is your dream man. There is this man that you have created on your own. Maybe who can never be realistic. So I'm saying you maybe have created. Maybe say the girl that I want. I wanted to be. I wanted to be an angels. We know that angels are only found in heaven. Maybe we can't find that girl who meet your standard. Maybe there's a man who does that. Yes, they say I want my wife to be perfect. She has got to be to be a virgin. She has got to have a lot of maybe the girl should have a lot of Christian virtues. But have you asked yourself, do you have all that virtues? They never communicate interest. They reject everyone who does not meet an impossible standard. They are terrified of vulnerability. They don't know how to communicate. And then they say, I'm just waiting on God. And at some point, you have to ask yourself, am I trusting God or
Am I trusting God or am I using faith to protect myself from risks? Is that what you want to say, Charlotte?
yes, this is
And yesterday you've been too quiet, my girl. What's happening?
tell us.
I think that could be uncomfortable for somebody watching because waiting sounds spiritual, avoidance does not. E- exactly. But let's balance that. Let's try to balance that. We do not want people to watching this thinking, so I am single is because I'm doing something wrong. No, ma'am, no, sir. That is not what we are saying. Your relationship status is not spiritually report card.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the emotional side, guys. There is an emotional side in all these things. Let's talk about the emotional side because I think
You think what, my girl?
This is where
Out
many
with
people
it.
actually yet. You are surrounded by couples. You go to wedding. Someone announces their engagement. Maybe it's your best friend. Someone say, my husband did this. I experienced this once when I was single. My friend, she always say, my husband buy me this. My husband say this. And I was single. It used to really hurt me deep down. My girlfriend, I went there. My fiance and I are planning this. And I just smiled.
I think
And yes.
where it really hurts is when you see the younger people that you've taken care of. That's when I pause, when I say I think. When you're seeing this little baby now that you've taken care of, you've
You've changed the
removed
diapers.
pampers, you've changed the diapers, you've watched the pregnancy, you've seen them, and you are going to the same church. Hey, they have a man today, they're staying there, they are 20 something years older, and they are getting married. Then you begin to say, I've watched these guys, I've raised these guys, but now here I am, I'm all by myself. Lord, what is wrong with me? That's the emotional side that I wanted to talk about.
we
That's
see
why I
you,
just
Esther.
It doesn't mean that you are not happy for them. You are happy for them, but somewhere inside you deep, you are thinking, when is it going to be my turn? That's the real question. Shalom, what happened to someone's self-worth when they live in that environment for years? Tell me, Shalom.
Okay, guys, I like where this is going because comparison can become very destructive, right? Because you stop looking at your own life and start measuring it against someone else's timeline. You think she's younger than me and married. He's younger than me and he has children. They have had 3 relationships and I have had one. Eventually, your brain turns comparison into a conclusion. Not they are at a stage, but there must be something wrong with me. Chanfezzer.
And social media, believe me, makes this ways. You see their status, you see what's happening, because you're not seeing people's entire relationship. You are just seeing the highlights. You are seeing the proposal. You don't know what happened before that proposal. You are just seeing them on vacation. And you don't know the inside, the story behind the story. You're just seeing their anniversary post. You don't know how they reach there. You just see the beautiful flowers, the beautiful pictures. You don't see their insecurity. You don't see maybe they're just trying to make their boyfriend or girlfriend jealous who they've dated before. You don't see the incompatibility. Maybe, they're hiding something behind you. You've never really thought about it. You don't see the difficult conversation. You just saw somebody who's lonely compares their reality with somebody else's highlight reel that you just see on Instagram. No, you just need to pause yourself and just go on. Yeah.
Okay. I can take a pause on that and I can tell you the real truth. Let me, guys, tell you that is when it becomes to be dangerous. When you see others, you're seeing their joy, you're seeing them, God blessing them, and you're just still single, you're afraid, maybe 20 something years praying for this and it's not coming and it looks like God is not answering. My God, it when you get people laughing at you, maybe those who are younger than you, they're laughing, those who are older, they're laughing. Let me tell you, that's where the dangerous thing becomes, because you are also getting proposals, but you don't feel like the person who stands before proposing you don't actually rank them. Now, where I'm saying is dangerous is when you accept a proposal, maybe from somebody with a status which is different from yours. Maybe, let me just be honest, as I want to just talk it as plain as it is.
Tell us, girl.
The person might be HIV positive and you are HIV negative. Then you want to get together. In Africa, there is not that thing that you can protect from that person. Maybe you are from a poor country or a developing country. So then you are putting yourself at risk because you just want a man, and that man also is laughing at you. Hey, she finally accepted my proposal because she's now getting old. Guys, let me just hit it harder. Where it to hate, you accept that proposal, you're making the biggest mistake of your life because you're going to be sick now. It's dangerous. Let me just hit it and comment, guys. Comment on this issue. You can comment.
Yes, we can see you filling up the chat section down there. And may God bless you guys, those who are joining and those who are listening, guys. We are just here talking about Christian dating. Hope you learn and you learn a thing or two. We see Umut, we see I don't know, Iqbal. I'm just glad you are here, guys.
I am to continue.
Okay,
and
Esther, tell us.
I was talking about the dangers of getting.
Filters.
I was talking about the dangers of you feeling the pressure, the heat from others who are pressurizing you into accepting the wrong relationship or a wrong partner into your life. Maybe somebody who just wants to use you, somebody doesn't even want to put a ring on your finger. Here you are looking for a serious relationship. So I'm just saying.
How long should you wait for someone to put a ring? We want to know in 2026. How long should you wait before they put a ring on the relationship? You tell us, Esther.
As long as God permits. What say?
As for myself, I'm talking about the dangers, because then the relationship itself becomes a prize. You start thinking, if I could just get somebody, then I would finally feel valuable. Because here is the issue about feeling value. You are seeing others, they are making it, you are seeing others together, they are happily married. But here is the problem: if you don't feel valuable before the relationship may not fix it. What do you think, Shalom?
Okay, this is getting really heated up. I like where we are going, girls. In fact, you may become dependent on the relationship to constantly prove your worth, right? Do you still love me? Why didn't you text? Why didn't you like your picture? Are you sure you're not leaving? Because now you are asking another human being to constantly stabilize your identity. What say?
And obsession is a very dangerous thing. It can lead to gender-based violence, because when someone becomes obsessed, when you want to finally move on, that person cannot take a no, because they are already obsessed. They can even commit suicide, because they're saying, this is this is my God, this is more like my paradise. There are some men who like to
Can
call
you
their
pause
woman,
there?
yes, goddesses.
Are you talking about a man who is financially stable here, or somebody who is seeing you now like they are God because the man that you accepted was below you or above you?
Now I'm just commenting relationship in general. Before you start
Okay.
dating, you should just know that you need to give a person the time to be alone. Do not obsess over someone. Before you date in 2026, just know that I'm entering this relationship. I was somebody before this person come, and I always be somebody after he or she leaves. Do not obsess over someone. That's my point. Before you date anyone, never obsess about anyone in 2026. Just say, I'm entering in a relationship.
God guide me.
God guides me.
Yeah.
If he accepts, it's good. If she denies me or rejects me, I will accept it. I will learn to move on, but avoid obsession. Guys, please do not obsess over anyone.
So let me
Before
ask
enter in
you,
a relationship.
what does reaction mean to you? What does rejection in a relationship really mean?
Someone can ghost you. Some they use action. They don't say it out aloud. Maybe you text them, they don't reply. Maybe they reply after 5 days or 2 hours. Maybe they're just avoiding the real question.
So are you saying that there are other people who do not hear, I'm not interested, they hear, I'm not attractive, I'm not good enough, nobody will ever want me? That's different, is it? What are you getting into?
I was just saying that you should not just obsess. Since we're talking about, are you sure you're not leaving? I wanted to address the insecurity about, why didn't you text me? And they say, I just said you should just not obsess or put a lot of pressure to be in a relationship. And that's a lot of pressure to put on another person. Let's go deeper. What are people actually afraid of?
Okay.
That's not the reason. Let's ask not the obvious question.
Okay.
The deeper fears, Shalom.
Rejection is the deeper fear here. A lot of people don't approach someone because they don't want to hear no.
But rejection isn't always the deepest fear. Sometimes the deeper fear is, what will rejection mean about me? What will people say about me after I got rejected? Okay. I remember the last time when I got rejected by my boyfriend, people laughed at me, they made fun, because this thing, we're going to the same church and they're saying, the sister got rejected. So I'm saying people made fun of me. So, rejection, it really cuts deeper than people think. So I'm not interested. I'm not attractive, because they'll be comparing you with the other girlfriend. They're saying, this one is more beautiful, this one is more pretty.
Yeah.
So you start hearing, I'm not attractive, I'm not good enough.
Okay.
Nobody will ever want me. That's different. What's your take, Esther?
Okay, that's powerful, my sister. So the rejection becomes an identity statement to people, that they name calling that she is the rejected
Exactly.
one. That's powerful.
And they stop trying after that.
Okay. What about fear of intimacy? Chanfezzer.
That's so huge. Some people say, I want a relationship, but they want the benefits. The closeness without the vulnerability of being known, especially men. They want sex, they want to enjoy all the benefits of being in a relationship, but they don't want to commit. So you should know that before you start dating someone 2026, just know that some people, they want all the benefits of a relationship, and
But
if
they don't want
they
commitment.
don't want commitment. And there are some girls who want that they just want you to finance them, but they don't want to settle down. Because real intimacy means somebody sees your weakness, your hobbies, your insecurities, your bad moods, your mistakes, and communication problems, and you can't control exactly how they will respond. Shalom.
Oh, so someone can desperately want love. Is that what you're saying, Chanfezzer?
Yes.
And simultaneously be terrified of what love requires.
Yes, they don't want to do the work. They just want to reap the benefits. Because relationship, it wants all two people to work. It's something, it's a difficult thing. It requires a lot of commitment, a lot of work, and you have to give so much.
And I want to chip in. That's where we need prayer, guys.
I really think so. Let us pause here and think what we've discussed so far. We've talked about the issue of rejection, where girls are feeling rejected, and also the dangers of getting into relationships because of the pressure of the people who are surrounding you. Now, we will come back to this later. We will come back to it later, because I think some people watching this morning are going to realize, maybe I'm not afraid of being single. Maybe I'm afraid of being known. Attachment styles. Let's bring in attachment styles, because this is something people hear about a lot. But let's make it simple. Chanfezzer, explain. Explain it without making everyone feel like they are taking a
Tell us,
psychological
girl.
exam.
Yes, basically, attachment patterns can help us understand how people tend to respond to closeness, reassurance, conflict, emotional connection. For example, someone with more anxious tendencies may constantly need reassurance. They may think, "Are you sure you love me?" They want to ask because maybe they notice you are working with someone else, so they want that assurance. Do you still love me? Why didn't you respond to my text message? You are on app, but you are not responding to me. Then I will ask, are you upset with me? You know, so someone with more avoidant tendencies may go in the opposite direction. They may think, I don't need somebody else. I don't need anybody. This is too much. I just need my space. And when the relationship gets emotionally serious, they will pull away.
Okay, that's really something there. And then you can have someone who wants love desperately but is simultaneously afraid of it. They say come close, then no, not that close.
That sounds exhausting, guys. That sounds really exhausting.
But it can be. But here's the important part. These patterns aren't excuses. You don't say that's just my attachment style. No. You use self-awareness to understand your reaction and learn healthier ways to communicate.
Okay. And Esther, girl.
So the question is not what label am I? The question is what happens inside me
Okay.
as a sister when somebody gets close to me. Huh? We have now at the half time point, guys, and I want to change the question, because we have spent the first hour asking why am I single, but maybe that is not the most important question. Maybe the better question is this morning, who am I becoming while I'm single? Am I going into infidelity, or I don't know, guys? Am I going to am I going into prostitution? I don't know, prostitution.
And guys, this is Christian dating in 2026. Of course, you have to include God, because if you pray, guys, and God leads you, that's a completely different question. Chanfezzer.
Greet our viewers. I can see there too. You are not greeting them. Yeah. Because you can spend 5 years obsessing over when someone is coming and spend almost no time becoming emotionally prepared for a relationship. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Exactly. So let's ask, if someone appeared tomorrow, would you actually be ready? Not excited, not desperate, not attracted.
And guys, we see you, and we honestly hope that you're enjoying this conversation so far.
There are 7 things you need to know before dating anyone in 2026.
Number one, know why you want a relationship. Let's start with number one. Why do you want somebody in your life? Shalom. Tell me.
Because I don't want to be alone. Isn't alone isn't always enough. Ask yourself, do I want companionship? Do I want marriage? Do I want someone to validate me? Am I lonely? Am I under family pressure? Am I genuinely ready to build with someone?
But Shalom, let me throw the ball back to you because you were running into it, just saying the points. Really, let's get deeper. Why do you need a man in your life? Is the anchor.
And
Is the
nothing
foundation.
wrong with wanting love.
Yes.
But don't turn another human being into the solution to every problem in your life, guys. Please. Let's welcome our new viewer.
Shalom. Welcome the viewers and tell us. I want your answer. I want your input on this issue where you're running.
I'm not
Why
running
you
from
need a
anywhere.
companionship
I'm not
in
running from
2026.
anyone. I'm not
Yes.
running from
Ask yourself and
anyone.
tell us. You need a companion in 2026?
Know your standard, but here's the conversational part. Are your standard actually standard, or are they preferences? Shalom.
That's important. Character should matter. Honesty, respect, faith, integrity, emotional maturity. But somebody's height isn't the same category as their character. What say, girls?
Exactly. And sometimes people have created a list so specific that no human being could realistically meet it. Esther.
So, guys, we have jumped on into standards now. So, what do I genuinely need in a partner, and when do I simply prefer one? Shalom. Tell me, have you asked yourself these questions? What do I genuinely need in a partner, and what do I simply prefer?
And prayer. Me, I believe in praying for a partner that
But
comes
you pray
from God.
knowing the characteristics
three,
that you
know
want
what
in that man. Hey, Miss Chanfezzer, stop that. I want you
It's
to
getting
answer.
heated
It's
in
getting
here.
heated. It's getting heated
The
in
climate
here.
is
The
changing.
climate is changing.
Esther is really putting out some really
What do
difficult
you genuinely
questions.
need? Those characters, such as I want a godly man who prays every day. I want a man who takes good care of me, but he has to be a Christian. Or you want somebody who goes out there, who is partying, who is partying from time to time. That's what I was just trying to drill down into you, and that's what I wanted those characteristics to come out. What kind of a man are you exactly looking for? Shafes.
Okay. You know what settling really means, Shalom? Tell us. Do you know what settling really means?
Okay, I think settling doesn't mean dating somebody who isn't perfect, because nobody is perfect. Honestly speaking, even when we look into the Bible, we can see that people of old, they had their imperfections, right? Settling is knowingly accepting things that violate your core values or repeatedly harm you because you are afraid of being alone.
But there is another side. Perfectionists can also keep you single.
Okay.
If every person has to be exactly what you have imagined, you die single. Believe me, guys. You have to compromise.
Okay.
This life, you are not perfect, so don't expect a perfect someone. Please, you die single. I repeat, you die single. You aren't looking for a human being. You are looking for a fantasy.
Chanfezzer. Those are the characteristics that we were talking about that each and every girl needs to have. Now let's round it up and let's move on to number 4. Learn to communicate. About communication, I remember my friend was talking to me and he was saying you need to communicate with your boyfriend so that you will hook him up or you will die single when people keep on to referring to you as those who are not married. Some You are saying that communication is the key. That's what I coach him saying to me. He said communication is key. You need to really communicate. A man needs a friend in his life because he already has got his mother giving him instructions. When you begin to give instructions to a man, he was commenting that men don't like it. You will never get a man to put a ring on your finger except you really communicate with him as a friend.
hear you, Esther.
Can
Hear
you
it,
have a
girl.
different conversation? Can you say that he hates me without saying you always do this? Can you apologize to him? Can you listen to him? Can you disagree without becoming cruel? Shalom.
I wanted to emphasize on what Esther was saying. I believe that you are not somebody else's mother. When you are in a relationship, please remember, you cannot give your man instruction, tell him, don't do this, and you have to find another way, even if it's wrong, to communicate. Ask yourself, who am I attracted to? And then ask why. If you repeatedly choose people who are emotional and available, don't just complain. But about an emotional and available man. I know some girls who love to date married men, so they might not have enough time for you.
So that's okay.
Examine your attraction person. Who is
Chanfezzer.
it that you attract? Ask yourself,
Chanfezzer.
who is it that you attract?
You mentioned a very critical point. You mentioned about girls that wants to date married men. And we are Christians, right? We are Christians here. So does God permit that kind of an act that I'm a Christian girl? Yes. There's in the Bible.
It's not like that. You know, married men, girls, they meet at workplace, they work, and that man has got maybe some problems with this wife. They talk, my wife is doing something bad, and I think I want to divorce her or what. So it doesn't mean that singles, people who are single, they date. No. Married men, if they date single girls, they get. Even they can date even among themselves. They can say, I'm married, but I'm taken for granted.
Infidelity, guys, infidelity. Let me, Shalom, try to get you into this conversation. What you're talking about is not only a matter of girls who we indulge in such activities that God is also do not like, but even married women, they also date married men. I don't know where the desperation will be coming from, because from a 40-year-old, she's saying, I am desperate. I don't have a man here. So maybe I would date this married man who is asking me out. Shalom. These skills matters more than people realize.
Okay.
Because sometimes familiarity feels like chemistry. If you are familiar with someone, maybe it's your working partner, maybe it's your boss.
Dangerous. Yeah, that's so that's so dangerous, guys.
Number, guys, we are on number 5 here. Understand your partner. Chanfezzer, what do you think about the
We
issue?
are already at number what? Number 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Issue to do
We are
with
discussing
understanding
7 things here.
The issue to do with understanding your partner while you are dating.
I think we've done a lot of justice on that element. Now we're on number 6. When you're talking chemistry is not compatibility. Shalom, what do you feel about it?
Okay, I love this. This point. You can feel incredible chemistry with someone who is completely wrong for you, guys.
Yes, and Christian girls, good girls, they always love to date bad boys. I've seen it. Even myself, I was attracted.
Experience.
Yes, I experienced this once, I used to be a good girl and I was attracted, those bad guys, those men who wanted to cheat. They just saw me as their sex toy. Maybe they wanted to use me. Well, they would say, oh, you've got kids, you've got this, you've got that, And I watched a lot of my girls. I didn't pray because when they asked me, I said, maybe, the footsteps of righteous, they are ordered by the Lord. So I thought God is ordering this man to come to my life. But after some times, yes, I entered blindly. But after some times, I would watch, this man is always when a woman passes, she's always making a lot of comments. Then I started asking myself, is this person real? This person got attracted by every girl that just comes.
And Esther.
Ah, that is a major distinction because most men, they are attracted with the structure of a woman and not really the woman. They are looking at your youth.
And not correct.
Because women, I once came across a post which says that women wants money and men wants the body. Don't you know it, girls? Men, they want your
I
body.
know my Bible.
Okay, but really, guys, you need to be wise enough to know that men wants that body.
Okay, because
Chemistry says, I feel something. Compatibility ask, can you actually build something with that somebody? Ask yourself. When I asked myself, can I actually build something with that bad guy? There was nothing I was able to build. Nothing, because someone is smoking, someone is doing drugs, someone doesn't even take care of himself,
doesn't even go to church.
doesn't even go to church. So what are you hoping to build with someone like that?
Okay.
So for me, I think courage asks, can I trust you? Do you feel safe with that man? And my current husband, when I met him, I just instantly, I felt safe. I felt like I could trust him. I felt like I could tell him everything that I wanted. Do you feel secure? Do you feel safe? Can you trust that someone? Can you pray together? If you can pray together, I think you can discuss anything. Shared direction. Ask, are we trying to build the same kind of life? Yes.
Okay, I hear you, Chanfezzer. I hear your advice and what you have been saying. Now we are, ladies, we are coming to number 7, which is our last discussing point. And I want to ask this question. I want to pose this as a
Don't
question.
make dating your identity.
Yes.
Dating shouldn't be your identity, right?
That's it, Shalom.
But it's, people make it your identity. They say, this is the doctor's girlfriend. This is that lawyer's girlfriend. You feel something when you are associated with somebody. This is that lawyer's boyfriend. Everyone wants that validation, wants that respect that comes with that. This is that lecturer's girlfriend. If you're a student, this is that teacher's girlfriend. You know what is this like? So people make dating their identity. It's a reality. But you're saying before you enter Disney 2026, please, guys, don't make it your identity. Yes, sir.
The main point here, guys, you can want marriage without making marriage your entire life, really. Build friendships, develop your gifts, work, learn, save, grow, enjoy your life. That's really what really matters. Go on, move on with your life. Don't remain stuck.
And that's when you date. You are not saying, please save me from my life. Certainly not. You're saying, I have a life. I'd love to build something meaningful with you. Maybe let me repeat that. I have a life. I'd love to build something meaningful with you.
For example, in my case, I had my PhD. I just wanted a life companion. So I just wanted someone to be like, I did not want him to give him my life. No, I just wanted someone to share my happiness with, because I had a PhD, I had a job. So I just wanted someone to share my life with.
Okay. What does Christian dating actually look like? Shalom, what were you saying?
No, I was also getting excited about this part.
Okay, you can go on.
Dating. No.
Christian dating. Okay, now we are getting into Christian dating. What does Christian dating actually look like, guys? Now let's get into the part where people have been waiting for. What does Christian dating actually mean? Because people say, I want a Christian relationship. But what does that actually mean? As you pointed out when I said men wants the body, and they're saying this is Christian, this is Christian. Guys, Shalom. What does Christian dating actually look like?
No, actually, it should mean more than putting Christian in your dating profile.
Exactly. Faith should affect how you treat one another.
Okay.
You can all see whether you ask your husband or a future husband or a future girlfriend or a wife is a good person. The way he treats people who offends you. When you go on a date, on a dinner, watch how he reacts or she reacts.
Okay.
When someone steps his or her toes, you see whether you marry this person, because everyone can be kind, but when difficult situation, when someone is put under pressure, you can see the unkindness, because conflicts are inevitable. You are going to clash one way or another with that boyfriend, and if he or she is an unkind person, you'll be in trouble, you are down for. So you need, so a Christian, you should see how he or she interacts with other people, how you communicate, how you handle boundaries, sexual boundaries, relationship boundaries, especially sexual boundaries. They are so important for a Christian dating. So how you handle conflict when you are angry, how do you handle yourself? So how you make Christian decision, because the relationship or a marriage is a lifetime commitment. So you should know
Upon the Lord.
how you treat people who cannot benefit you. So Esther, give us some deeper insights.
Okay, I was beginning to wonder about the waiting decision.
Okay.
Can everybody wait up to 35, 30 something? The sisters that we see.
Certainly not. But I think it actually depends, because when you're praying and you're asking God for guidance about relationships, it actually, I don't know, some people, they say that God told them to wait, because there's that verse that says, they that wait upon the Lord, their strength shall be renewed.
And let's ask the uncomfortable question. Does someone saying I'm a Christian automatically make them a good partner?
Absolutely not.
Character matters. Someone can know Christian vocabulary and still have a terrible relationship habits. Remember others, they were born in a house where there was a Bible.
Okay. The issue is many people ask me when they see you, or they can ask a partner, do you go to church on Sunday? Do you go to church on Sunday? So don't just ask, do they go to church? Ask yourself this question. How do they treat people? How do they handle anger itself? When they are angry, how do they handle themselves? Because action speaks louder than words. There is what is. Can they apologize also if they are stepped on? How do they respond when they don't get their way? What happens when they are under pressure?
Because character shows itself over time. Esther, let's talk about settling.
The do not settle conversation. That's what we are getting into.
They don't settle conversation, girls. I think we really need to get deeper and deeper in it, because when it comes, a lot of Christian women I have met in my life so far, they like compromising, because they think that if I just settle, that's what God wants. But guys, let's be serious here. Let's be honest. You have to pray when it comes to dating. You have to know God. You have to know these things. Right, Esther? What say?
That's right, because most people say we have told people because do not settle. Do not settle down with the wrong man.
Okay.
Try and find the right man with the right Christian character, or
What
try
if
to
that
find a
right
girl.
man turns bad?
Wait, settling can look like, I know this person lies, but at least I have somebody. They say the
Okay.
devil, is better. I know my cousin was telling me, why don't you just marry this guy? I said, this guy is good. A lot of red flags. They're saying the devil, is better. My cousin is better devil, rather than the devil you don't.
Okay.
So I'm basically saying it's just the same as saying this person lies, this person cheats, but at least I have somebody to kiss me goodnight when I go to bed. I know we are really incompatible, but I'm getting older, so I feel love is better than nothing. That's
Okay.
what most people say. But you should know this in 20 before you start dating. I know they don't respect me, but I don't want to start over. It's hard to looking for a partner. That's dangerous. Shalom, what's your take?
But unrealistic expectations can sound spiritual too. Like, I have prayed for a perfect person. There is no perfect person.
Esther.
What are you talking about? I know I'm trying to get at you, Shalom. So maybe the goal is not find someone without flaws. Maybe it's find someone whose character, values, and directions are compatible with yours, and who is willing to grow. Is it?
I think that's much healthier.
Yep.
Esther, rapid fire round.
Okay, now we are moving to rapid fire round. We are going to finish with a rapid fire round. No
Okay.
10-minute answers. Let's go, girls. Should Christian use dating apps, Shalom?
Yes, they can. It too isn't automatically unchristian. Wisdom, girls, wisdom matters.
And to you, Chanfezzer, the question is, should you, as a lady or a man, approach someone you like?
Definitely. The bad part is not
As a
to
girl.
try. Yes, if you try, and if you try, it's better to try than never to try. You die a coward. A coward dies 100 days. In an actual approach, I mean that I love. I approach and say, you are handsome. I love you. Even Esther in Ruth in the Bible, he said, I hear you're my kinsman redeemer. Hey, please cover me with your skirt. So what's the problem?
From your mother-in-law Naomi, because he was a near kinsman redeemer. Let's not forget that it was their custom. It was their custom. Let's be real, girls. Can you really, as a girl, go and approach a man?
Yeah, this is
Christian.
the century that you are living on. Yes, I
But
know.
it's against everything that we are taught as the Christian women. They say bow your head.
We are modern Christian women. Remember,
If you say so, girl.
this is not the ancient world. This is the real modern world. You are allowed to go and approach the man that you love. Tell him, because you wait for Mr. Right to come. He never come. So what do you lose if you approach a man? He says, I don't want you. Even if he says bad things about, but you have communicated your feelings. Yeah,
Okay, Chanfezzer. I think if you are respectful and prepared to accept either answers yes or no, I think you can go on. And a question to you, Shalom: should attraction matter?
Yes. But attraction, you know me, but attraction shouldn't be the only thing that matters. It should be what God is saying. What is God saying about this particular person? Should I go for this person or should I not?
Attraction, yes, Shalom. We are talking about those muscles. That handsome guy.
Of course, at the end of the day, the height, the muscles, the handsomeness, or maybe for the ladies, for the men, I think the curves, the whatnot. I think that's what matters rather than what God is saying, because God may be talking to me and saying, my child, don't go for this hunk, and I'll be saying like, yeah, this hunk is for me. Not heeding to what God is saying. See,
Chanfezzer,
Only person I've got.
I have a question for you. Do you want to
she wants
answer
to
that
talk on attraction.
You
I
can.
had
saw
a
that
weakness.
smile.
I had a weakness, before I got married. I wanted those dangerous guys, and I know my friends in college. They
Dangerous
always
in
wanted,
attraction.
yes, they
That's
would
bad
reject good boys, and they always wanted to bad boys. So it just happens, They were so sort of fascinated, by guys, who were extremely bad. Who just does bad things. They date a lot of girls and they just say, I want to be number one. They wanted competition. They wanted to date guys who have got already girlfriends. So it's just they saw it as a trophy, I got this man, I took him from my best friend. It was like a trophy, And even
We
boys
feel
say
you,
so.
we feel you,
You
honey.
feel
We
me?
feel
Yeah.
you. And
And Chanfezzer, your question now is: can you be too independent in terms of finance? That you are too independent, you've got your own stuff, you've got your own things. Can you be too independent that you remain single rather than settling down?
Yes, independence is health. Emotional isolation is not. No, it's not. Emotional isolation is not.
And by emotional isolation, what do you mean? Like that I'm not going to date anyone because I'm emotionally absent. Is that what emotional isolation means?
You are talk. Don't evade the question. I asked the question to you, Chanfezzer. Can you be too independent?
She said yes. She agreed.
Yes,
And that's when she said you can be independent, but you cannot be emotionally.
isolated.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
what she said. That's what I was asking here about emotional
And so you,
isolation.
Shalom. Can you be
Tell
too
me.
picky?
Ha, absolutely.
This one is speaking in
100%
real life.
picky.
And Chanfezzer, can you
Not
ignore
even
red
one.
flags because you like someone?
I used to, but now I don't. I really judge. I'm really critical, maybe overcritical. Never ignore red flags. You are saying this guy is ghosting you, and you want to marry the guy that ghosts you. No, never. You know you have been ghosted, you have been busted. But you see this, the I know some instance. This is no. I'm not supposed to divulge personal information, but this person, his boyfriend, actually slept there, but she went on to marry. On her, on the wedding day, she caught her with a girlfriend. They
Oh
were,
my God,
and she
no.
said, "We have prepared this wedding, we have paid the bills. It will be a huge loss, a huge embarrassment." But she actually ignored the red flags. So many people, they see the red flags, they say, "If I marry her, I'm going to change her. I'll pray for her not to be promiscuous." After the marriage, amen, they will just change. This is what we are taught. After sometimes they grow older, they stop cheating. So it happens. People ignore red flags most of the time. Things don't just start emerging after the marriage. They were happening before. You was just cheating before when you were in courtship. So before you date someone, just know. Think, do you want to date a cheat? Before you start dating, you need to sit down, ask yourself, what will I do if I find my boyfriend kissing someone? What if I found my girlfriend sleeping with someone? Think about those things before you start dating. You should start thinking about those things before you start dating. You need to ask yourself fundamental, because my friend was telling me, I don't know what to do. I caught my black girlfriend cheating with a black guy. I said, what's the problem? Is the black guy, or is it that someone is cheating? It doesn't have to be something with a race. You caught her cheating with a black girl, so what? So what if she was cheating with a black guy? The question is, you are dating a cheat. Are you comfortable if your black guy was sleeping with a white guy? So these are some of the questions that you need to ask yourself. Before you date someone, ask yourself, do I want to date a cheater? At least I have someone who can be my companion. I don't know. You need to ask yourself those uncomfortable questions before you start dating. Ask yourself 5 uncomfortable dating questions about cheating, about lying, about red flags. What if I quote
About
my
deal
partner
breakers.
about deal
Deal
breakers?
breakers, yes.
What if I quote my other partner lying? Lying, you should ask yourself this question. Don't just jump. The Bible says this thing should not be entered unadvisedly. You need someone to advise you before you dating. Look for dating advice.
Look for
Dating, even
advice.
counseling, and we are free. We even, you can call us. For us, we are here for you 24/7. We can send us, we have got a free email, and you can give you our numbers. You can call us. We've got counselors, Christian counselors. We've got pastors who we work with who are marriage counselors, who are willing to talk to you and give you spiritual advice.
Okay. Over to you, Shalom. Should you date someone you are not attracted to?
I think for me, I'd rather go for the don't force yourself, but also don't confuse instant fireworks with compatibility. I think that's what I have for you.
Should you tell someone you like then Chanfezzer? That's we. It's a roundup question.
Sometimes it depends on how close you are. If the guy is my friend, maybe my best friend, and I feel maybe he's pulling away, I can tell him. But if you are not that close, it becomes difficult, to just tell maybe a stranger or someone you are working with. It's hard. It can be misread or someone may misunderstand you. But at the end, honest is better than spending 6 months decoding Instagram likes. Yeah, 6 months.
6 months. Oh, I can see that. That is one of the comments, yes, on Instagram. The final answer. Let's return to the question we started with. Is something wrong with me because I have never been in a relationship? No. Your relationship history does not determine your worth. Your marital status does not determine your value. Your age does not determine whether you are lovable. And someone else's timeline is not evidence that you have failed. But being single can be an invitation to become honesty about what you want, honesty about what you are afraid of, honesty about your patterns in life, honest about your standards, honest about your weaknesses, honest about what you need to change. Shalom.
And guys, don't wait while you are in a relationship to start becoming emotionally healthy. Start now. Learn how to communicate, learn how to set those important boundaries, learn how to apologize, because you never know what a simple sorry can do for you and your relationship. And learn how to receive correction, because I know that there are some people who do not want correction, like just saying like you did this wrong. It can anger someone to the extent it could of them breaking it off with you. Learn how to be alone without becoming bitter. I'm also learning this one.
Oh, you are learning this one, but she chose to be alone. She chose to be alone. There are so many guys who want to marry her, but she's setting a self standard. So I think don't allow loneliness to convince you to accept someone who isn't right for you. Okay, I'm glad that you are learning to be content with being alone, but I'm just saying, uh, just learn to accept who you are. Just learn to be content with what God is giving you. But don't allow fear, please don't allow fear to convince you that nobody will ever be good enough either. There is a healthy middle. So learn to balance. You need discernment, Esther. And I'm praying for God to give you discernment, Esther.
Okay. The issue is heating up. Shalom is really heating up. And here is the sentence I want you to remember tonight, guys. There is a difference between waiting and hiding. There is a difference between having standards and being impossible to
please.
Did you hear that, Shalom?
Yes.
Did you hear yourself?
Yes.
There is a difference between trusting God and refusing to grow. Once you are 18 years old, you are now in adult. There is no one who's 19 who is not an adult. So you need to grow.
Wait, this is a 2-hour broadcast, so I want us, before we take a break, a coffee break, I want to ask a final question to the audience, and we are just going to be back in a minute or 2 minutes. We're going to take a break, a coffee break, and I'll ask Shalom to give us a song while we will be taking the break. So, Esther, you can ask the final questions before we go to a break. Yes, ask something before we go to a 2-minute break.
Okay, I said, and there is a sentence I want you to remember tonight, guys. And there is a difference between wanting a relationship and being ready to build one.
Okay, before we end, I want to put one thing in the comments. Note, when will I get married? Note, where is my husband? Note, where is my wife? Tonight, I want
you to answer what is one thing I need to work on before I enter my next relationship.
That's a good question. Can people in the chat, can you tell us one thing that you think you really need to work on before you get into a relationship?
Maybe it is your
weak
confidence.
Yes.
Maybe communication. Maybe boundaries.
fear,
Yes.
comparison, forgiveness, maybe knowing what you actually want, whatever it is. Family, put it in the comments. And if you have never been in a relationship, don't be ashamed. Your story isn't behind schedule just because it looks different from somebody else's.
And if you're watching this and you are currently in a relationship, don't just ask whether you find the right person. Ask, am I becoming the right kind of person to build a healthy relationship with? Because if you have worked on yourself, it's easy to attract someone from the opposite sex. If you have done the real work, if you have improved your communication skills, you always find someone who you're able to communicate with. If you have improved your grooming, you always be attractive. So you really need to work on yourself to become the real kind of person that someone who yearn. Ask yourself, can someone really yearn for me? What is it that they're benefiting from me? What is it that they're getting out of me? So you really need to work on yourself. Concentrate on building a healthy relationship. Esther.
Here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God.
All together
Lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. Here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus
to break every chain, to break every chain, to
break every chain.
Now coming to the end of this live stream.
Part 1.
Part 1.
Yes.
We're coming to the end of part 1. And we're also coming to the end of this conversation, guys. Can you say something, Chanfezzer and
There is power in the name of Jesus. So I'm trying to think
Sing
of a
love
song.
Love.
Of a
Please
song.
give us love song, not praise.
God is love is like a
No,
circle. Let
Okay, but
Is power in the name of Jesus to break every chain, to break every chain. There is power in the name of Jesus to break every chain, to break every chain. There is power
yes, my
in the
daughter,
name
see.
of Jesus to break every chain, to break every chain.
Yes. She was singing your favorite song, anyways. There is power in the name.
Name of Jesus, to break every chain, to break every
I hear the chains falling. I hear the chains falling.
I hear the change falling.
Oh, she's laughing.
I've never been in a relationship. Did you talk about it? Did you tell our viewers that they don't need to feel ashamed?
No.
Don't
We are
look at
just
it.
singing. I know. We're just singing. I want us to sing
We wanted
another
to
one.
finish the first part.
Victory is mine. Do you know it?
Victory
Today is mine. I told Satan, get thee behind. Victory today is mine. Sing it. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. Come on. I told Satan. What did he say?
behind.
Victory today is mine. So, guys, we're almost starting our part. May God bless you. If you have been with us since the last hour, thank you for staying with us. And if you are joining us, welcome. You haven't missed the whole conversation yet, but I want you to know something. We are definitely 100% going deeper into the second part, because the first part we talked about some really big questions.
Wait, can you give us a moment?
What's up, girls?
We are discussing something with Chanfezzer. Yes.
Okay, so just so you know, in the past hour, we discussed a lot of things, and once again, just as I am grateful for you joining my live and spending this time with me, I also like to thank our lively Esther there and our dear reserved Chanfezzer. I want to thank these girls, these ladies, for this time that they have decided to dedicate to sharing with us what dating really means in 2026, what we should be aware of, that we should pray, we should listen to God, to what is God saying, because sometimes us being Christians, we are like, we compromise a lot. We compromise a lot. We say, because I'm a Christian girl, I'll just pray and I won't say anything. But also, I want to tell you that it's okay sometimes to say no as a Christian woman, as a Christian man in a relationship. If you feel that someone is exploiting you, you can say no to them. It's definitely okay. And because God is the one who guides our decisions, who guides our way, not the guilt that sometimes we end up giving ourselves to. Okay. So Esther, girl, I want to welcome you back. How do you feel? How's the energy in the corner there?
I feel really good, and I want to welcome back everyone. God bless you for being with us and still remaining with us. If you have been with us from part 1, thank you for staying with us. And if you are not, if you are just joining, welcome again. You have not missed. You have not missed the whole conversation, but you want, but you, but I want you to know something. We are going to deeper in this second part, because in the first part we talked about the big question, why am I single? Why have I never been in a relationship? Is something wrong with me? What does singleness do to your self-worth? We talked also about fear, attachment, standards, Christian dating, and emotional readiness. But now I want us to do something different. We are going to take real life situations, not theory, not just nice Christian phrases, actual actual situations that people find themselves in. And we are going to ask, what should you actually do? Shalom.
Um, because it's easy to say I have boundaries. It's easy to say don't settle. It's easy to say communicate. It's easy to say trust God. But what does that look like when the person you really like sends you a message at 1:30, at 11:30 at night? What does it look like when someone says they love God but their behavior doesn't match? What do you do when someone likes you but you don't like them? What happens when you finally meet someone after years of being single and you are so excited you start ignoring things you would normally notice? Tell us,
I'm
Chanfezzer.
glad that you asked those questions. Those are very important questions. And we are going to talk about that in a minute and phase. Because sometimes that is time to use wisdom is when you are excited. When you are in love, guys, I want you to know this. You think with your heart. Most of the time you don't use your brain. So when you've been single for 5 years and somebody finally come along and says I like you, suddenly every red flag becomes, oh, maybe
Green.
yeah, it becomes green. Yes, thanks
Green.
for saying that. Maybe I'm being too judgmental. So you need to think about this thing before you start dating. Because when you are really in love, it's hard. No one can really correct you. It's really hard. You need God's grace to accept correction. High grace will really be needed. Esther.
Okay, so part two round, which is now we have entered into, girls. Thank you. Is about what healthy dating actually looks like in real life. And if you are watching, stay with us because we are going to give you situations that you can actually recognize. Finally, someone likes me. Let's start with this. You have never been in a serious relationship. You have prayed about it 10, 15, 20
Many
years,
times,
or even
thousand times,
yes,
million times.
yes, no,
You've waited
countless
long
times,
enough.
countless times, girls. You have waited and waited and waited. Nobody came, and finally, there's someone who is liking you. There's somebody who has come into your life.
Who want to
You have
put a
wondered
ring?
if anybody would ever choose you. Then suddenly, someone comes along. They are attractive. They are Christian. They are confident. They message you every day. They tell you, "I've never," yes, they tell you, "I have never met someone like you." And within 3 weeks, you are emotionally attached.
At least. It's a lot. 1 week.
Yeah,
1 week you are attached.
3 days at most.
Days, right? Oh, is it?
And the question here is, you have not even had a serious conversation about compatibility. But you already imagine marriage. Shalom, what
Dating
is
couples
your,
did the
what is wrong with that? Or Chanfezzer, tell me.
The problem isn't being excited. The problem is you are allowing yourself, you are allowing potential to become reality in your mind before you have actually gathered enough information.
But is it good to spy your future boyfriend, your future? I in Christian, we are saying we're all Christian, but should you dig deeper, into trying to get the character?
Many
What do you
times
think?
people find skeletons they cannot handle. When you go looking for it, you surely find some devil waiting for you.
So the question is, before you enter into a relationship, ask yourself, are you ready to find someone's secret? Because everyone has got a skeleton in the closet. Will you be able to handle it? If you are in a scenario where you find that there is a skeleton in the closet, can you really, really handle it? let's make this practical. Exactly. You are not necessarily in love with the person. You might be in love with what you think the person could be. You're in love with your imagination. Esther, what's your take?
Okay, let's make this practical again. Imagine I am the person. Someone, imagine I am the person. Someone messages me every morning. Good morning, beautiful.
Good morning, beautiful. Have a blessed day.
Yes.
They used to message me, good morning, goddess. You're my sunshine.
What about if they say I am praying for you? Can you believe it?
I
Mm.
know.
I'm thinking about
You
his.
don't know. You don't know what. Maybe someone's also praying.
Can they pray to cheat on you?
Yeah, they might be praying.
Well, God answered my prayer. What's wrong with it?
I'm thinking about you. I am thinking, wow, God answered my prayer. What is wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong with appreciating it, but is I would ask, how long have you known this person?
3 weeks.
Then you know them for 3 weeks. Don't turn 3 weeks into 3 years in your imagination.
That's the part people need to hear. Attention is not commitment. Maybe let me repeat. That's the part people need to hear.
Yes, ma'am.
Attention is not commitment at all, and chemistry is not compatibility. Words aren't character. Character takes time to observe.
So what should I do, Esther?
Okay. Shalom. What can you do about the situation?
Um, I about that question. So what should I do? I think when you see a red flag, many Christians they say, "Let me pray about it." Of course, you can pray, but sometimes, you need to understand. Where were we? What were you saying?
I was asking, what should I do? And maybe you need to slow down.
Okay. So I was saying that words aren't character and character takes time. And Esther asked me, what should I do? Okay, my answer is slow down, honey, slow down. Not because the person is bad, but because you don't know them yet. Ask questions, observe, see how they behave when they are frustrated. See how they treat service workers, see how they talk about their exes, see how they handle disagreement. Are you getting me, Esther?
Yes.
See whether their faith actually influences their life.
And don't let the fact that you've been lonely turn ordinary attention into a supernatural confirmation. That's a very important distinction.
Say that again, my girl.
Don't continue being deeply relieved that someone likes you without knowing that someone is right for you, Esther.
Ladies, I have now a practical exercise for you. The 3 questions. If you are watching, write these 3 questions down. When you meet someone you really like, ask one, what do I actually know about this person? 2, what am I assuming about this person? 3, what have I not yet had enough time to observe? That third question is huge, guys, because sometimes we are not seeing red flags. We are simply seeing too little information.
Exactly, Esther. Exactly. You have a really valid point over there.
They say they are a Christian. Shalom.
Let's do another one, guys. Let's do another one. Someone says I'm a Christianite. They go to church, they post the Bible verses. They talk about God. They pray with you, but then you notice something. They lie about small things. They gossip constantly. They are rude when they are angry. They disrespect people they don't like. And when you bring it up, they say, I'm not perfect. That's why I need Jesus. What do you do? Straight to you, Esther.
So what should somebody look for? I pose that back to you, Chanfezzer.
That's difficult because obviously Christians aren't perfect.
Correct. But Christianity isn't supposed to be a shield against accountability, right?
Exactly, there is a difference. I made a mistake and I repeatedly behave badly and use imperfection as an excuse not to change, Esther.
Okay.
So, what should somebody look for?
Look at the person's response when they are confronted. That's important. Everyone makes mistake, but what happens when you say that he hit me? Do they say, I'm sorry, I did not realize that, honey? Or do they say you are too insensitive?
Do they take responsibility? Do they blame everybody else? Do they apologize when they are afraid you are leaving? Do they change because an apology without changed behavior becomes a dangerous cycle?
Because an apologize without changing behavior, I think it's really dangerous. Let's actually look at role play this. Esther, you are the person who's done something hateful. I'll confront you.
Okay.
Okay, Esther.
Esther and Chanfezzer into the role play, guys. And I'm just out here. Let's see.
Chanfezzer, when you spoke to me like that yesterday, it really hurt me.
Why are you making such a big deal out of it? You always are insensitive.
Okay, that's not healthy. Let's try another response.
I'm sorry, I can understand why that hit you. I was frustrated, but I should not have spoken to you that way.
That's different. Nobody is claiming perfection. We are looking for accountability and repair.
That is something viewers can watch for. Not does does this person ever make mistakes, but what does this person do after they make a mistake? We are now on scenario 3. I don't like them, but they like me.
Let's flip it.
Someone likes you, they are kind, they are respectful, they are Christian.
Yeah.
They are emotionally mature.
Everyone around you says you should give them a chance.
But you are just not interested. What do you do?
You don't owe someone's a relationship because they are a good person.
Exactly. You know, my friends, they once pressurized me to date this Christian brother. They say, he's good. I just date him. Just give it a try. You never know. It was the most horrible experience of my life. So I don't think because you go to the same church or you have been friends for a long time, you just give someone a chance. Being a good person does not automatically make someone your romantic match. Please note that being someone is good. You know, not every shoe size or every shoe that you saw was good could match your toes, and it could not. Maybe you are size 7, you see a good shoe now, shoe 6 that can't fit you. So it's just the same. A good person doesn't automatically make you your romantic partner. No ways. Yes, what do you think?
But what if I am wondering, maybe I am being too picky?
Shalom, give us more depth.
Then you ask yourself whether you are rejecting them because of something superficial or because they genuinely isn't romantic interest.
But don't force attraction out of guilt. This isn't fair to either person.
So, how do you reject someone kindly?
Something simple. I really appreciate your interest and I respect you, but I don't feel the kind of romantic connection I'm looking for. I don't want to lead you on. Simple.
I know, Shalom, you can do that better than me. I seen you most of the time, especially when you were rejecting Christian brothers. But anyway, you don't need to write a 10-page explanation and you don't need to insult them. You don't need to list everything you don't like about them. Just be honest and respectful. Please be respectful, because you meet to part and you part to meet. You always meet that person. So please, guys, just let it be respectful.
Okay, we are moving on. What about if I say I like them but they are not a Christian? Now we are going into
Controversial.
controversial territory. You meet somebody, they are amazing, kind, loyal, successful. Yes.
respectful.
Yes.
You have incredible chemistry, but they don't share your Christian faith. What do you do?
Shalom,
Over to
tell
you, Shalom.
me.
Tell us.
This is where you have to know what your faith actually means to you. Because if your faith is central to how you want to live, don't pretend it doesn't matter simply because you are attracted to someone.
This is really temptation, because when a guy is cool, he's really nice, he's really romantic, but doesn't share your faith, you are tempted to just say, let me just date, even if I don't marry him, but let's just give him an hour of my time. An hour will turn into days will turn to weeks. For me, it's hard for me to let a good guy go, even if he doesn't share my faith. But others, it don't. And don't enter the relationship thinking I'll change them. You should know that you
That's
never change
unfair.
them. Yeah, it's unfair. Esther.
What if they say I respect your faith?
That's positive, but respect isn't necessarily shared belief. You need to have honest conversations about the future, marriage, children, church, values, how you make decisions, how you handle faith in the home.
Because dating can feel easy,
Yeah.
but marriage exposes difference.
Yes.
Please note. You need to ask what happens 5 years from now.
No.
Not just, do we have
Chemistry.
chemistry tonight,
Yes.
baby?
Guys, we are now moving on to something really interesting here. If there is a person who only calls you at night, look here, he is another one. You are looking to someone, they mostly message late at night,
11
11
p.m., midnight, 1 a.m. They are affectionate. They say, I miss you. But during the day, they are barely avoidable. They don't really make plans. They don't seem interested in knowing your life. What would you say? Over to you.
Look
guys.
at the pattern, honey. Look at the pattern. Don't listen to the word.
Exactly. Someone can say, I really like you, but the question is, how are they actually investing in getting to know you?
So should late night messages automatically be a red flag?
Nah, not at all. Maybe they work nights, maybe their schedule is unusual. That's why we don't jump to conclusions and we ask questions.
That's important. Healthy discernment doesn't mean assuming the worst. It means getting enough information to make a wise decision. Esther, tell us.
Okay, what about if you hear somebody who is moving too fast? They move too fast in a relationship. The speed.
Yeah. They say someone says, um, I think you are the one after 2 weeks.
Yes. Just
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes.
I would just slow down. Slow down.
What
I
if
would
they
definitely.
say I have prayed about you?
That's when you really need wisdom, baby. Because somebody else prayer doesn't remove your responsibility to discern.
Exactly. Don't let somebody else's certainty put pressure into your own certainty. They can say, I believe you are my future spouse. You can say, I respect what you are feeling, but I need time to get to know you.
Okay, that's a great boundary. But now let's look at someone you are who is too independent. Now let's talk about independence. A person has been single for years. They have their own career, their own money, their own apartment, their own friends. They may their own decisions. Then someone says, you are too independent. What does that mean, Shalom?
It could mean many things. For instance, being capable isn't the problem, right? But emotional independence can become emotional isolation, like what Chanfezzer was telling us earlier.
Exactly, that's the difference between I can take care of myself and I don't need anybody, and nobody is allowed to influence me.
So, what does healthy independence look like? I can stand on my own and I can also build with you. I don't need you to rescue me, but I also don't believe love means never ending anybody.
A relationship requires cooperation. Please note, guys, you have to make room for another person.
Okay, guys, let's move on. I'm afraid to tell them I like them. This is a situation now. You are afraid to tell somebody that you like them. What happens? Let's talk about something very practical. You have met someone, you like them, you are single, very single. You think they might like you too, but you are terrified of making the first move. What do you do, ladies? Shalom.
Accept that you might,
That that is it.
That's part of it. You cannot have the possibility of love without the possibility of rejection.
And rejection isn't always humiliation. Sometimes it's simply information. They don't want the same thing. Please note that's painful, but it's useful.
So, what could someone actually say? Over to you, Shalom.
Something simple. I have enjoyed getting to know you and I'd like to take you out for coffee sometime. Would you be interested? No dramatic confession. No, God told me you are my wife.
Please don't do that after one conversation.
Exactly, exactly. Keep it human. Okay, now they keep counseling.
You are dating someone, they say they're interested.
First time, I'm sorry. Second time, something came up. Third time, I'm really busy. What do you do, guys?
Wash the pattern, I say again, wash the pattern and wash it
Shalom.
again.
And communicate. You can say, I have noticed we have had several plans cancelled. Is this something you still want to pursue?
And then watch what happens. Is it?
Exactly. The answer isn't all in what they say, it's in what they do next.
Okay, now here's the situation, guys. This is real. If you are having somebody there, they keep talking about their ex, what do? You are on a date.
No, like seriously, for 45 minutes, their
Yes.
ex. No.
That's not a date for me. It's a therapy.
45 minutes straight, guys.
It's a
No,
therapy, not a date.
that's insane.
Okay, but seriously, how much is it too much?
It depends. It seriously depends. Someone can talk about a previous relationship in a healthy way, but if every conversation returns to their ex, they are probably not emotionally finished with that relationship.
And please pay attention on how they talk about the ex. If the ex is always crazy, evil, completely terrible, they take zero responsibility for anything they do. They just say they like the ex. They don't take responsibility for anything they do. Please note that responsibility is important. Instead, you never listen. Try. I don't feel heard when this happens.
Shalom.
Week 3, examine your patterns. Ask, who am I usually attracted to? What traits keep drawing me in? Have those relationships worked?
Go on to week 4.
This doesn't
Shalom.
mean desperately searching for a partner. It means stop hiding. Talk to people. Build friendships. Go to appropriate social events.
Participate in your community. Learn how to have conversation.
Because you can't explain that nobody knows you if you are never allowing people to know you. Yes.
What do you think, Shalom?
Now let's have some fun. I'm going to give you a situation. You tell me red flag, green flag, or depends. Let's
This is
go.
red flag or not. That is the game. Red flag or not game. Now let's have some fun. I'm going to give you a situation. You tell me red flag, green flag, or a depends. Shalom. Let's go.
They don't text every day.
Depends. Depends. It
Chanfezzer.
depends.
Red flag.
They text constantly. Chanfezzer.
Red flag.
Green flag potentially.
Esther. They want to move slowly.
They want to move
extremely fast, Daddy. Extremely
Shalom,
fast.
shalom. What are you laughing at?
Nah.
I think she's laughing because there's a potential red flag.
They want to move exactly fast. Chanfezzer.
Potential red flag, honey. That's a potential red flag.
They don't post you on social media. Shalom.
There's rage behind
If you are
that.
not posted on the
It depends,
social
but
media.
mostly, if it's me, I think I'll it's a red flag.
It depends. I think it depends.
Green. They post you constantly. Chanfezzer.
It depends. They might be trying, to show you off to their ex. Say, I found this great girl or this great somebody.
And on the other side, you said it depends.
Mm.
And the other side.
When they've got opposite sex friends.
They don't have any friends, Chanfezzer.
A red flag.
I posed the question. They have opposite sex friends.
That's a red flag for me.
Why a lot of opposite sex friends?
No. There's this bestie issue. Have you ever had it? That this of having an opposite sex friend, that my boyfriend he has a female bestie, and that bestie ends up becoming a problem in our relationship because the ex secretly loves that bestie, and that bestie secretly loves my boyfriend. So nope. Red flag, you're done for.
And that gives us, I know I should not preempt, but on our next podcast or our next, you better come because we'll be discussing, should a Christian have friends with benefits? That will be our next podcast. We'll talk about that. Yes, it's a controversial issue. Yes, you are single, but you've got your
No. A
friends.
Christian can't have a friend with benefits. That's
We're talking about
It's
dating.
already
What if you find that you are dating or you are dating your boyfriend and your boyfriend have got friends with benefits or mutuals? Okay, let's talk about if you find that your boyfriend have got mutual, will you abandon him?
Yes, it's a
How
deal
many girls
breaker.
does that? How many girls does
red
that?
flag.
Well,
No,
we're talking
but
about not theory. We're talking about practical. How many girls?
not many girls can do that.
Because the other time I was following a prominent footballer. Your girlfriend started saying, I want to reject, or I want a separation. I'm moving away from my boyfriend because the actually is mutual. And 2 weeks down the line, they were together. So it's
those relationships, I don't think
I think we need to discuss about with this Christian, because you can find yourself being, being proposed by someone who's prominent. Even a footballer doesn't mean that Christian can't date footballer. What if he comes your way and there's got a mutual? We need to talk about these things before you date 2026. Ask yourself if you know, because you want, if you attract someone who is prominent, who is successful, what do? You find that person has got a mutual? You need to think about those things. You find that maybe the man that you think is misright, maybe has got friends with benefits. This is the century that we are living in. We can't hide from this. We can't hide from these situations. You guys, you hide. We need to talk about this in our next podcast. I think it's a burning issue. We need to address. We can't just say we want to pretend to be holier than thou. No, let's talk about real world situation.
Now back to the issue of red flags or not red flags.
Mm.
They apologize when they hate you. Shalom, what do you think? Is it a red flag or a green flag? When somebody apologizes when they hate you, you are in a relationship.
Shalom,
Green,
shalom.
red.
It's
Shalom.
me, green flag.
Yes.
What are you thinking about Miss Right? Or this conversation has really taken you to
Green
others?
flag, green flag. She said green.
Okay.
Now let's go. Let's move on. They never apologize because that is just how they are.
Red
Somebody who
flag,
just
I
don't
have
apologize.
experienced that. They turn it to you. They can start blaming you for everything. That's right. Instead of apologizing, they see you as you are the one who's in the wrong. It's an automatically red flag for me, and I walk away with my dignity.
They disagree with you all the time, Shalom.
Not a red flag.
Hmm.
Hey, a red flag. That's a red flag for me. That's a red flag.
They disagree with you. So you're expecting a yes man.
No, not at all. But sometimes it just becomes too much.
Okay.
Yeah, boo.
I think it's not a red flag. They cannot disagree without insulting you. I think that's when it is.
I think it's automatically a red flag for me.
That's a red flag. They have different political opinions.
I think that entirely depends on the couple and how central those differences are to their values.
They have different views about having children.
That's not something I'll tell people to ignore, please. That's a major compatibility issue.
The green flags people don't talk about. Shalom.
We have talked about red flags. Let's talk for a moment about green flags because sometimes people are so focused on avoiding bad people that they don't know what healthy looks like.
Give us examples, Shalom. Goran.
I think we can go for someone who can say I don't know, someone who can apologize, someone who doesn't punish you with silence, someone who respects you, someone who doesn't pressure you. It's important, it's just unbearable. Someone who can disagree respectfully.
I think someone respects some men, they don't understand it. They just want to force things, especially when it comes about having romantic relationship. I've heard of girls who have been raped by their boyfriends, because someone is not respecting, a no should be taken a no. No matter if you are in a romantic relationship or you are in hands off. So someone who's private, what's wrong with you, Shalom? You are now
Esther, where are we?
becoming quiet all of a sudden.
Okay, we are on Chanfezzer. She's talking now.
Yeah, and she was going on
And
about.
on, okay.
Yes.
Someone who treats people well, even when there is something to gain. What do you think? Is it a green? We're talking about the green flags here. We're talking about someone who treats people well, even when there is nothing to gain.
There's a green flag.
Chanfezzer.
That's a green
Uru
flag.
Shalom.
That's a green flag, Annie. That's a green flag.
Okay. Someone who does not constantly need attention from other people. Someone who can talk about their mistakes without the victim every time. Someone who wants you to grow, to someone who wants to control you. Now we are on what if I am 30, 35, 40 and still single? Let's address this because somebody watching may be thinking, okay, this sounds good, but I'm not 21 anymore. Maybe they are 30 and they are thinking time is running out. What would you say? We're talking about 30, 35, 40, and still single. We are saying I'm not 21 anymore. Shalom. What do you say?
I think what were you saying? I'm sorry, I'm
I
lost.
am talking about a situation where there is
Okay.
somebody,
Mm-hmm.
whether a man or a woman, who is
Okay.
30, 35, 40, and still single. Then I had
I'm
posed the
loading. I'm
question, you
actually
are still saying
loading a game here.
I'm not 21. I'm not 21 years old yet.
Okay, so is that it's a green flag? Is it a green flag or a red flag? I'm sorry, I'm a bit lost here.
Okay. I think
It's a green.
these people, they are we have moved on now. We have left the green
Okay.
flags. I have posed the
And
question.
by the way, I'm
I
now
was
loading a game, guys.
Why
So
should you load
we
it?
were too fast to relax a little bit.
Well, let's continue with our conversation. Load the game late. This is a serious topic, guys, about someone is telling you, I think it's bad manners to do something when you are really discussing to divert your attention.
Shalom.
Ego,
I heard, okay, I heard that. What if I am 30, 35, 40, and still single? It's a question. We have moved from green
Okay,
flags, red
I
flags. We are
would
now
just
posing
say
this
I would just
question.
say your fear is understandable, but fear is not a good dating strategy.
exactly. Don't let your age make you abandon wisdom, because desperation can make you accept something you would have accepted otherwise.
But we also should not use age as an excuse to never act. What do you think, Shalom?
Right. If you want marriage, acknowledge that desire. If you want companionship, acknowledge it. Don't shame yourself, but don't panic either.
Shalom,
And
take over.
stop comparing your timeline with someone else. You don't know their story. You don't know what happens behind closed door. You don't know whether their relationship is healed. And I think we should do another podcast where we talk about what if your partner is always playing games when you're on a date. What would you feel like? Mm. Shalom can tell us more on that. Just
It
a hint.
depends. Me, I like games. So if someone is playing games and we're on a date, I'd actually join in, chip in on them.
Audience question section. Now we are moving on. These guys.
Nah, we on
Esther.
someone who's listening to us. Thank you. May God bless you.
It's
And
been
they've also gone. So
they've
I
been
think
with us for more than an hour.
we can skip that audience
And no,
section.
let's go on into it. Let's
Okay.
imagine we are reading comments. We are now reading comments. Yes, the one that I liked most
It's
from them.
imaginary,
I've
guys.
never had a boyfriend, girlfriend, and I feel embarrassed telling people. What should I say? Never had a
Okay, tell
boyfriend.
the truth without apologizing for it. I haven't been in a relationship yet. That's enough. You don't need to explain your worth.
Don't say, unfortunately, I've never been in a relationship. There's nothing unfortunate about telling the truth.
Exactly. Another question: how do I know if I'm too picky?
Ask, would I reject this person because of a genuine incompatibility or because they aren't matching any image in my head? And ask, would I expect myself to meet the same standard I'm demanding for them? Can you meet it? That's a very revealing question. You want a six figure? Can you meet it?
Here's another. What if I have been rejected so many times that I don't want to try anymore?
Then take the emotional lesson from rejection without turning rejection into an identity.
Sharpshooter, the Chanfezzer. You can say that person didn't choose me without saying nobody will ever choose me. Those are completely different statements. I want to end this section with something deeper yet wiser. Imagine God answered your prayer tonight. Tomorrow morning, you met the person you've been praying for. Would you be ready as Chanfezzer?
That's a serious question because some people are praying, God, send me somebody, but they're not working on it. God, make me somebody who knows how to laugh well. Also.
Maybe your preparation isn't punishment. Maybe preparation is part of the gift.
And preparation doesn't mean becoming perfect, it means becoming aware.
It means being willing to grow.
And you're heading on to our final practice exercise.
Okay. Before we close part 2, I want everyone to be honest and to listen attentively. I want everyone watching to get a piece of paper, and I want you to answer these 10 questions honestly. Don't show anybody, hide it. 1. Why do I want a relationship? 2. What am I most afraid of in a relationship? 3. What kind of treatment will I never knowingly accept? 4. What are my genuine non negotiables? 5. Which of my expectations are simply preferences? 6. How do I behave when I feel rejected? 7. How do I behave when someone gets emotionally close to me? 8. What patterns have I seen in the people I am attracted to? 9. What do I need to improve before dating seriously? 10. If I met the right person tomorrow, what kind of partner would I be? In closing, shalom conversation.
I think that's where the conversation becomes helpful, right, ladies? Because you don't have to sit there thinking, I'm single, therefore something is wrong with me. You can say, I'm single and I am still growing.
And that's much healthier place to start. Esther, you can come in.
And remember, guys, you said any person above 18 is grown up and is an adult capable of making decisions on his or her own. And if you are never been in a relationship, don't let the world convince you that you are
Defective, honey.
your story is different. That's all. Different does not mean inferior.
But don't use a story as an excuse not to grow.
And don't let loneliness make decisions for you.
And don't let fear make decisions for you either. Because fear will say never try. Loneliness will say take anybody. Wisdom says take your time, pay attention, know yourself, know what made us. Be willing to love, be willing to learn, and be willing to walk away when something is not helpful
For you.
for you.
God bless you. If you are listening to this and you have been never in a relationship, I want you to hear this one more time. There is nothing shameful about your story. You don't have to pretend you are okay if you are lonely, but you don't have to pretend you don't want love. We all want to love, to be loved, and to be in love. You don't have to feel guilty for wanting marriage because originally, in the beginning, God saw that it was not good for men to be alone. Therefore, God made Adam a helpmate, Eve, and then he put Adam in a deep sleep. I think you all know the story. And then from Adam,
No, I don't know. It's others, they don't know.
okay,
Explain it, yes.
then from Adam, God removed Eve, and that's how woman came from men.
So does it mean a man cannot exist without a better half?
Yes, that's what the Bible teaches us. The Bible actually teaches us that there are two people, and a man cannot live without a woman. So that makes marriage an important part of it all.
Okay, I get you. So this is for Christians.
Yeah. Then as I was saying, there is nothing shameful about your story, right? You don't have to compare yourself with your friends. I think earlier on in the conversations, we were talking about comparisons about how late courtship can come, that someone ends up comparing their lives to others, feeling bad, feeling lost, right? And so I will repeat, there is nothing shameful about your story, and you don't have to rush into a relationship simply because you are afraid of being left behind. Um,
You can want love and still have wisdom. You guys, I'm happy that you have been with us, and we just left with less than 30 seconds to get to 2 hours, and you have been wonderful, and we are grateful to have you. Esther, you can chip in. I know you can desire marriage, and it's still to build your life today, and it's still something which is okay. Esther, can you just chip in?
You can offer someone without making that person your source of wealthy, and you can trust God while still doing your part to become emotionally mature, socially available, and capable of building something healthy.
And here's our final question tonight, Esther.
And yeah, okay.
Put this in the comments. After this conversation, what is one thing you realize you need to work on? So, after this 2 hour conversation, you can put in the comments if you're watching later, in the chat if you're watching now. um after this conversation, what is one thing you realize you need to work on? Don't write what you think sounds good. Be honest. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's insecurity, maybe it's unrealistic expectations. The Disney, I was actually listening on the internet. They said there's a Disney syndrome, Disney princess syndrome, right? Of wanting those princes that you see in Cinderella, those all those fairy tale. But at the end of the day, when you go back to the Bible, I want to refer you to a Ruth. I want to direct you to a Rebecca. I want to direct you to an Esther. Esther is smiling over there in the corner because she has a biblical name, and she's always bragging about her name. Anyways, back to it. Maybe it's boundaries, maybe it's comparison. Whether you've realized you've been hiding, whether whatever it is, just write it down. And if someone reading the comments realizes I'm not the only one, then this conversation has already done something important.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, that's good. Thank you for spending this time with us. God bless you. If this conversation helped you, please like, subscribe, share it with somebody who needs it. And remember, you don't need a relationship to prove that you are valuable. Esther.
But when love does not come into your life, make sure you are prepared to recognize it, receive it wisely, and build something healthy. God bless you
God
guys.
bless you.
We'll see you in our next conversation.
God bless you
And I wish you
guys.
love along your way. When it does come into your life, please don't let it go. Recognize it. And I hope this is a
And now, finally, it's time for some games. I've been wanting to play these games for a while. And now it's time for me. I'll just only play one. Then we will go.